Props and Locks on Fox 10 is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more.
Merry Christmas Eve and welcome into Props and Locks. Presented by FanDuel, we are your go-to show for sports betting with a heavy dose of AZ spice, of course. And we're gifting you all the spreads, money lines, and over-unders you can handle. And 'twas the night before Christmas and all through the NFL, we combed through the best bets. So Ben Stevens, do tell, host of the Morning After on Sports Grid. I just made that up, by the way, just now. I hope you're impressed.
Very much so.
The present the Cardinals fans hope will be under the tree on Saturday is a playoff berth. They're going to get another crack at it on Christmas Day when they host the Colts. The Cards are -1.5. That is one of the lowest spreads we have seen for Kyler Murray and company in their 2021 campaign. And they have 9 wins against the spread. The over-under is actually pretty low. Actually, 6 points under what both teams combined have been averaging this season. So what is the deal, Ben?
The line opens, Sierra, as well at 1.5 in Arizona's favor. Worked up to 2.5 points. I'm a little bit scared, though. Arizona at home, only 2-4 against the numbers so far this year. Indianapolis, one of the hottest teams in all of the NFL. They have won 5 of their last 6 games. They have covered in 4 of their last 6 games. And a great mark against the number as an underdog, 5-3 ATS. That over-under total could be in danger as well. Indy has played a ton of overs so far this year.
Okay, so the Grinch that could ruin Christmas in the desert, his name is actually Jonathan Taylor, who leads the league in rushing yards. His over-under for this week sits at 102.5. Is that kind of low?
It actually, when you think about the prop market, is relatively high. Anytime you see a prop on average that is higher than the century mark at that 100, it shows how good this player is. But for Jonathan Taylor, yes, Sierra, it is very low. He has gone over this number in 5 of the last 6 games. In those 5 overs, he has averaged more than 157 yards on the ground. It's high, but I actually don't think it's high enough. I would take an over for JT.
Also, Kyler Murray's total yards is at 298.5. How do you see the over-under playing out there?
He's gone under in 6 of the last 7 games. Maybe you hope we go back to the month of September and early October where Kyler went over that number in 4 straight to start the year for the Cardinals. If he goes over, I would say Arizona wins. I'm just not sure he goes over 298 and a hook.
Well, the run defense has been an issue for the Cardinals throughout the entire season. Let's keep it moving. The first team to clinch will have a very merry showdown with the Browns at Lambeau Field. Yeah, the Cheeseheads are going to be throwing back the eggnog. Aaron Rodgers and company are undefeated at home, and the status of Baker Mayfield still up in the air. He landed on the COVID-19 reserve list despite being vaccinated. How do you see this one playing out?
You say eggnog, I say spotted cow up there in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Lambeau Field on Christmas just feels magical. That's my handicap. Lay the 7.5 with the Green Bay Packers. Oh, also, they're the only 11-win football team in the NFL. They're the only team in the entire league to clinch a playoff berth. And they're tied for one of the best ATS records in all of the league as well. 11-3 against the spread. They haven't lost at Lambeau in their last 10 games. I'm laying the points with the Packers.
All right, still so much to get to on this Christmas Eve edition of Props and Locks. We're previewing the rest of Sunday's slate in the NFL. Plus, Ben's best bets of the week a little bit later on. We're back after a quick timeout.
Welcome back to Props and Locks, brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook.
Welcome back into Props and Locks. We've already gone through some of the stocking stuffers, so let's bring back Ben for the rest of the holiday weekend slate. We're going to start with some Sunday night football. It's a Week 14 rematch as the Washington football team travels to Jerry World for a tilt with the Cowboys. Dak Prescott didn't have his best game in that one, yet Dallas took it 27-20. Their defense, though, also had 4 takeaways. Washington dealing with some COVID issues. They're also on a short week, having just played on Tuesday. Dallas is a heavy 10.5-point favorite for the primetime matchup.
Washington has been an underdog now, Sierra, in 10 straight games. They were on a 4-game winning streak. Now they have lost 2 back-to-back. A divisional game that if the Cowboys win, they clinch the NFC East. But the question is not can they win, can they cover a double-digit spread? I actually think it might be possible. One of the best records ATS this year in the league, 11-3 against the number.
Okay, on Monday Night Football, 7-7 teams. It might not sound sexy, but they got a lot to lose. Miami at New Orleans. Dolphins QB Tua Tagovailoa will step on what might be the biggest stage of his NFL career. Dolphins are also on a tear, winning their last 6 straight, but they're underdogs slightly heading into the Big Easy.
News on Thursday afternoon. Taysom Hill, the starting quarterback for New Orleans, placed on the COVID-19 reserve list. It will be the rookie Ian Book out of Notre Dame making his first career start. That's why you've seen this line flip from 3 in the favor of New Orleans now to the Saints being a home underdog. Might be one of my best bets of the week, taking the Fins.
All right, I sense some locks coming up a little bit later in the show. So the Cardinals are tied atop the division with the Rams, who are going into mini hot. Both LA and Minnesota riding 3-game win streaks. LA opened as a 3-point favorite.
And they've stayed right there. Interesting, the spread has not moved as of yet because more COVID news, which is the case around the NFL in the last couple of weeks. Dalvin Cook placed on the COVID-19 reserve list for Minnesota on Thursday afternoon as well. The Rams have won 3 straight, covered in 3 straight. They've covered in 2 straight as a favorite too. I think they keep it going on the road in Minneapolis.
Ravens and Bengals are tied for first place in the AFC North. Cincy crushed Baltimore in their last meeting. It was a 24-point drubbing. Not only do they have history, home field advantage on the side, they also have health. You mentioned the COVID issues. The Ravens will likely be with a weakened roster. They've got 11 players that are on the COVID list. Oh, by the way, Lamar Jackson may still be sidelined with an ankle injury. So the Bengals have avoided a surge. This is my favorite quote of the week. Joe Burrow said, "Because there's not a lot to do in Cincinnati." Do you agree with that, first of all?
I mean, you ever seen Skyline Chili? That could pack you in the bathroom for a whole night. Anyway, I agree with the thought here that Cincinnati should be the favored team because of all of the issues. But Tyler Huntley for Baltimore was an absolute gamer last week. Sierra, this game is so big for the AFC North. Both of these teams, 2 of the 5 teams in the AFC, at 8-6 straight up this year. The winner of this game might be the only team out of the 2 making the playoffs.
I sense you planning a weekend vacation to Cincy in the near future. All right,
yeah, me and Joey B.
A matchup that will help shape the AFC playoff picture. The Bills paying a visit to the Patriots. This is a pick'em. How do you play it?
We all remember that Monday Night Football game, the absolute dandy in the cold and blustery conditions in Western New York, where the Pats threw the ball just 3 times and ran it 46 times. Another big game in the AFC East, which the Patriots have a strong hold on right now. If New England wins and Miami loses on Monday, which I don't think happens, New England clinches the division. Buffalo still trying to stay alive in the AFC wildcard race. I think this game is going to be very, very close, as the spread indicates.
Well, we still got a couple presents under the tree, and trust me, it's not chilly. So coming up after the break, we get Big Ten Ben's best bets of the week.
Welcome back to Props and Locks, brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook.
We're back on Props and Locks, and Ben Stevens might not be an elf on the shelf, but he brings the magic each and every week. He's sharing the picks that will fatten your wallet like an inflatable reindeer. So let's get to it, Ben. The Bucks square off with the Panthers on Sunday, and the Tampa team total is what you are feeling. Why?
Because that spread is too big for me to back in a divisional game. But Carolina is on an abysmal 4-game losing skid right now. The defense has really been an issue, allowing 30 points per game in this 4-game losing streak. Tom Brady and Tampa Bay were shut out last week. They scored 0 points. They bounced back in a big way, going over their team total of 27 against Carolina.
Dolphins at Saints, and you like Miami to cover the spread. We touched on it earlier. Tell us again why.
Because of the news and the COVID-19 news in the quarterback room for the Saints. Taysom Hill on the list, Ian Book making his first start, the rookie out of Notre Dame. But on top of that, Sierra, Miami, one of the hottest teams in the entire league. They've won 6 straight. They've covered in 6 straight. I think you're getting a short number here in Miami's favor, even on the road. The original line didn't make sense, and I think the 1.5 points is not too much.
I can't believe you're doing this, but you have a lock on ASU. I think that you have been drinking too much eggnog. It's not the cheesehead. Somebody cut him off. All right, tell me what you like here.
Well, I am a cheesehead. I've been drinking too much Spotted Cow. I am Big Ten Ben, as you have said, not an elf on a shelf, but Big Ten Ben, who likes Wisconsin against Arizona in the bowl game coming up next weekend. Some opt-out issues for the Sun Devils. Wisconsin will bring everybody. They run the football really well, as does ASU. But the Badgers' rush defense, tops in the country. I think they shut down Arizona State. Wisconsin covers. You can see the Big Ten flags. You know that's the way I was going.
I knew it. All right, Ben. Well, we hope you have a Merry Christmas. We are back next week at the exact same time, 10:45 p.m. on a Friday night. Until next time, take it easy.